What's the future of NFL stadiums? From Buffalo's cutting-edge Highmark Stadium to the bold Browns and new Nissan Stadium plans, we're diving into the incredible designs shaping the league between 2024 and 2033. So, how will these next-gen venues transform the fan experience and redefine game day? Welcome to Big Builds. Well, let's keep watching for the latest projects, groundbreaking ideas, and what's next for the NFL's biggest stages. The Washington Commanders have been playing at the FedEx Field since 1997. Although FedEx Stadium can accommodate almost 90,000 people, a new stadium appears to be in the works. The Commanders presented sketches of a new stadium concept that could be constructed in the Washington, D.C. metro area in March 2016. With 60,000 seats arranged in a circular stadium, this idea places all supporters in a huge bowl where they can easily watch and support the team. It also features several other concepts, including an exterior wrapped in a golden metal mesh that curves back and forth, a moat surrounding the stadium allowing for water activities, parking for 25,000 cars, a museum, and facilities for the team headquarters and training camps. No site or potential opening date has been determined, but team owner Josh Harris has indicated that 2030 is a reasonable target for the opening of a new venue. Next, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars Everbank Stadium. This stadium is planned to have a renovation cost of $1.4 billion to make it even better. The Jacksonville City Council and the NFL owners have approved the project to make sure that the Jaguars don't move from Jacksonville for 30 years. There are a bunch of improvements planned, starting with a large canopy to provide shade and increase comfort during games. Expanded and elevated concourses are part of the design too, ensuring better crowd movement and accessibility. There will also be better seating, better technology, and a reflective outer coating to reduce heat. Although the base seating capacity is 63,000, it can be increased to accommodate over 71,000 people for events like concerts or football games. Construction should start after the 2025 season and hopefully be completed by the 2028 season. Highmark Stadium, where the Buffalo Bills play, is the third oldest stadium in the NFL. It opened way back in 1973, so you can probably see why it's among the oldest. For the last 10 years, the Bills have made a bunch of attempts to have a new stadium constructed. Additionally, make sure to subscribe to Big Builds if you want to be a part of something new. Things have finally gone into motion and construction has begun. The project was expected to cost $1.4 billion to build, but some estimates indicate that the cost might have now gone up to about $2.1 billion. Nevertheless, the new stadium for the Bills is being built across Abbott Road from the current Highmark Stadium. All sides of the stadium are planned to be enclosed, and the seating capacity should be around 62,000. 65% of the seats are planned to be covered by a canopy too. In addition to blocking bad weather, this would make the stadium one of the noisiest in the NFL by projecting crowd noises towards the field. It will have club seating options, several video boards, social gathering areas, distinctive concession areas, and radiant heating to combat the extreme cold in the later months of the season. The Titans' home, Nissan Stadium, was built and inaugurated in 1999. Even though the stadium isn't particularly old, it still feels a little bit outdated due to the lack of better features and social entertainment spaces. The Titans, they have considered plans to build a new stadium and do a complete renovation over the last few years. According to infrastructure studies, updating and renovating Nissan Stadium to make it a viable home for another 30 years would cost more than $1 billion. As a result, the Titans and the city of Nashville declared plans to construct a new stadium in October 2022. It's expected to be built next to the Nissan Stadium while also being enclosed. This would allow it to host concerts, NCAA Final Fours, Super Bowls, and other events all year long. Its steel and glass exterior will be translucent. Circular roofs will enable the facility to blend in with nearby buildings that will be built. The exterior is planned to resemble a futuristic mansion when lit up. Total construction costs will be approximately $2.1 billion, with the Titans contributing $840 million. The state of Tennessee, $500 million, and $760 million from bonds. It'll seat approximately 60,000 fans, which isn't a lot, but the seats will be closer to the field. Plus, it's also planned to have high-end areas as well as a bunch of social areas for fans to mingle together. If everything does go according to plan, the stadium will open in 2027. The Baltimore Ravens also have in store a multi-year renovation project at M&T Bank Stadium. The project is planned from 2024 and should be completed by 2026, with an estimated budget of $430 million. With money from the Maryland Stadium Authority, the Ravens have already finished one of the 3 stages of the renovation. As they aim to improve the experience beyond the seat, they'll start a number of major projects over the next 3 years that'll change the game day and year-round fan offerings at the M&T Bank Stadium. The Gatehouse, a 2-level social space located on the east side of the stadium near Gate B, that's already been built. It offers a sports bar atmosphere with numerous video screens, restrooms on both floors, and a rooftop deck providing panoramic views of Baltimore. North Plaza is scheduled for 2025. This area will serve as the grand entrance to the stadium, featuring 2 large structures. The west structure will include an open-air tailgate and concert venue with 3 levels of viewing, a main stage, and an indoor sports bar. The east structure will house a 7,000 square foot Ravens retail store. The upper concourse expansion is also scheduled for 2025, so there's definitely a lot in store. Bank of America Stadium, home of the NFL's Carolina Panthers, also has a bunch of renovations planned for $800 million. A $650 million donation for the renovation of this stadium, that's already been approved by the Charlotte City Council, which is a pretty good sign. With that, work will hopefully start in 2026 and be completed by 2029. The goal of the renovations is mainly to improve the overall experience for fans. To improve comfort and the viewing experience, brand new seats will be placed throughout the venue. There are then the video and audio systems, which include stuff like new scoreboards that will also be added. Redesigned concourses and social areas will further elevate the experience. And then there's the expanded 500-level patio. The patio would offer some amazing views of both the field and the Charlotte skyline. Additionally, exterior video boards will be installed, enabling watch parties and fostering a more inclusive environment for fans outside the stadium. Now we have plans for a modern stadium for the Cleveland Browns. The proposed stadium would have an eye-catching, angular, translucent domed roof. It's anticipated to hold around 67,000 fans, along with the ability to host a whole bunch of events like concerts and other sporting competitions. Then, to amplify the energy of the team's famed Dog Pound, the new stadium will have a soccer-style supporters section with a 34-degree rake, the steepest allowed in the new construction, of safe standing, bringing the more than 6,700 standing rail seats up against the northwest end zone. Integrated hotels, bars, and residential areas within a redeveloped entertainment district are also some of the main features. The facility would be partially subterranean to meet airport proximity regulations. The stadium alone, that's expected to cost $2.4 billion. There are still a lot of rumors circulating about either building this new stadium or renovating the 1999-built Cleveland Browns Stadium for $1.5 billion. In the event that a new stadium is chosen, work might start in 2026 and be finished in around 2029 or 2030. The Chicago Bears have played at 2 different Soldier Field stadiums along the lakefront in downtown Chicago since the early 1970s. Over the last 2 years, the Bears have looked at a number of potential stadium construction sites, and now plans to construct a new stadium next to Soldier Field have finally been revealed. The new stadium would be enclosed with a translucent roof and enormous glass panels to let in natural light, not to mention that it would also cost $3.2 billion. The plan is to have around 65,000 seats. About $2.05 billion would be covered by the Bears, with the NFL contributing $300 million and the Illinois Sports Authority contributing $900 million. If all goes well, construction will start by 2025 and the stadium should open up by 2028. Sadly though, Soldier Field, that would have to be demolished except for the historic colonnades and the area surrounding the stadium, which would be repurposed into 14 acres of athletic fields. The Kansas City Chiefs have been considering their options for Arrowhead Stadium's future for a while. They'll either build a new stadium or just make some renovations. Arrowhead's current lease runs through the 2030 season, and negotiations are still going on to determine the best course of action. Since Arrowhead Stadium is scheduled to host World Cup games in 2026, the Chiefs have recently contemplated an $800 million renovation plan that would start after the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Among the plans is an upper concourse connection bridge, This would create a 360-degree connectivity for fans on the upper concourse, along with additional space for new food and beverage points of sale. Plans are to introduce an upper concourse canopy to provide weather protection, infrared heaters, and overhead fans to enhance year-round comfort. Then there are parking and accessibility improvements. The design also calls for constructing a new parking deck to enhance access for players, VIPs, and special guests. Pedestrian bridges would also be made to make it simpler to get from the parking lots to the stadium itself. If the renovation plans don't work out, the Chiefs may just go towards constructing an entirely new stadium, possibly in neighboring Kansas. Team president Mark Donovan has indicated that all options are being considered, with a decision expected in the near future. And that's a look at some of the best NFL stadiums that are coming soon. We'd love to hear from you. Are there any other ambitious builds you'd like us to explore? Let us know in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.